Ahoy gamers, and welcome to a brand new series on Diablo 2 Resurrected. As we play through the game as a hardcore, we've gone for a druid. We're going to be going for a build called a Fireclaw build on the druid. The build will be down below in the description. So this will be my primary Diablo bit of content at the moment, as we've just finished the Diablo Hellfire on the monk. In this episode we go through the initial cinematic. We clear out the Den of Evil at the start of Act 1. We push through and we finish the second quest in Act 1 as well, taking out Blood Raven in the burial grounds where it's been corrupted with undead. Without further ado, let's jump into the business and watch the druid do some bonking. We are back on Diablo, on a new series of Diablo 2, long awaited. So here we are going to be playing through Diablo 2 as a hardcore. I know exactly what character I'll be playing as. I'll be making that in a second. Before we jump in, let's listen to and watch the intro cinematic. It's called Sister's Lament. During this I'll be a bit quiet. I'm going to let it play through. See you on the other side.
So, Marius, at last I find you.
Tyrael, yes. Yes, now I recognize you. I should have known you'd travel in disguise. They're always watching.
I've been searching for you for a long time, Marius. I was rather beginning to think you didn't want to be found.
Oh, forgive me, Tyrael, please. It wasn't my fault.
Not your fault. Tell me, Marius, how was it not your fault?
The Wanderer. Yes, it was the Wanderer. My days at the Rogue Citadel seemed so long ago. I sought refuge from my memories in the company of other outcasts, high in the mountains past the Eastern Gate. For days at a time. For when I dreamt, the memories would return. Memories of the monastery and the evil which had claimed it. Dreams, memories. I couldn't tell the difference anymore. Evil from my dreams followed me at my heels. How had he found me here? How could this broken shell of a man, barely able to carry the weight of his own sword, be the burning terror which drove me to hide here. He seemed to have demons of his own. He struggled to contain. And he was losing. As I watched, I became convinced that I was truly mad. The terror, the destruction, the evil I witnessed. How else could I explain them? Were these the demons from my dream, or were they born within the wonder? Why did I follow him? I don't know. Why do things happen as they do in dreams? All I know is that when he beckoned, I had to follow him. And from that moment, we traveled together east. Always into the east.
That was the intro to Diablo 2. So those characters are quite significant. It's the one that's hooded inside the cell. I believe that's a reincarnation of... probably a reincarnation of Diablo. Because later on some story happens. That wasn't Tyrael in that cell. Durius, who I believe he holds a soul stone. But hey, that is what... well, that's the intro. So let's start this and let's create a new character. Let's click here. So these are the characters from Diablo 2, believe it or not. So these are the characters you can choose. So there's Amazon here. She's skilled with a spear and a bow, a very versatile fighter, quite a good class. Assassin, which was my second potential class to do a series, is martial arts, and she has deadly traps. Traps are really good. A necromancer, summons undead, and has essentially curses on his enemies. Barbarians, just a normal barbarian. Charging, kills everything. Really cool class. Paladin uses kind of buffs, auras, to buff himself and people around him. Sorceress, typical mage, and then the druid. You can summon essentially animals to help you. You can also turn it into animals as well. Like most Blizzard games, druids are shapeshifters. So I'm going to go for a druid. Obvious name, I'm going to call him Rothmer. and go for hardcore. And that's, so you toggle between Legacy and Resurrected. So this is what they all looked like originally in the base game. Let's go back to the HD. Let's jump straight in. Yes, I know what hardcore means. If I die, I die. Okay. There you go. So as we go into this, let's click play. So you see here, this is an iconic loading screen. I remember this from the past. Really iconic. Gives me the chills just looking at this again.
Good day.
So a lot of these people we talk to have little bits of story of them, so I'll probably listen to most of them. We'll quickly do a run around the camp. So up here is just a generic blacksmith and trader.
Hi there, I'm Charcy, the blacksmith here in King.
Not really too interested in what she has to say. But yeah, so she sells a load of stuff. There's a few items I will need later on that have sockets in them, but I will cover that when we get round to that point. Then over here is a Jahid. Jahid allows you to, oh, bit like that. Jahid allows you to, once again, trade stuff off him, which is fine. But it also allows you to gamble. So you gamble your money to get an unidentified item. That item can be any type of rarity, I believe. So that's a good way to waste some money later on. We'll run down here. I'm not sure why the game is lagging. Which is a bit annoying because I have quite good internet. So even the main stories. So this is the main story here.
I'm not surprised to see your kind here. Many adventurers have traveled this way since the recent troubles began. No doubt you've heard about the tragedy that befell the town of Tristram. Some say that Diablo, the Lord of Terror, walks the world again. I don't know if I believe that, but a dark wanderer did travel this route a few weeks ago. He was headed east to the mountain pass guarded by the rogue monastery. Maybe it's nothing, but evil seems to have trailed in his wake. You see, shortly after the wanderer went through, the monastery's gates to the pass were closed, and strange creatures began ravaging the countryside. Until it's safer outside the camp and the gates are reopened, I'll remain here with my caravan. I hope to leave for Lutgulain before the shadow that fell over Tristram consumes us all. If you're still alive then, I'll take you along. You should talk to Akara too. She seems to be the leader of this camp. Maybe.
So that first cutscene we saw was essentially Tristram being destroyed. And that guy that came in, summoned all the demons, he was essentially Diablo. Let's talk to Akara.
I am Akara, High Priestess of the Sisterhood of the Sightless Eye. I welcome you, traveler, to our camp, but I'm afraid I can offer you but poor shelter within these rickety walls. You see, our ancient sisterhood has fallen under a strange curse. The mighty citadel, from which we have guarded the gates to the east for generations, has been corrupted by the evil demoness Andariel. I still can't believe it. But she turned many of our sister rogues against us and drove us from our ancestral home. Now the last defenders of the sisterhood are either dead or scattered throughout the wilderness. I implore you, stranger, please help us. Find a way to lift this terrible curse, and we will pledge our loyalty to you for all time.
So she'll give us a quest here.
There is a place of great evil in the
There you go.
wilderness.
So I'm not going to listen to that one. This is the quest here is for the Den of Evil, which is the first quest of the game. You can normally, so a lot of the quests you can skip in this. You can skip quest 1 and 2. You can go straight to quest 3. You can skip it's 4 and 5. Then you can go from, yeah. So I think you can just go straight to 3 and then 6. I'm not sure why it's lagging so much. So it's not my internet's lagging. It's the trash Battle.net servers, or Battle.net Blizzard servers.
So it begins.
You can quickly save and exit and jump straight back in on single player. So we're back in. I made a new character on offline mode, so I won't get any of that lag. So here we are. This is the rogue encampment again. This time round, the exit's just down here to the southwest. Here I've got private stash. I'll explain what I'm going to do with private stash later. Well, actually, no, I might as well explain now why I go out. So this series, will also be accompanied by another series of me heading towards the Ubers.
So it begins.
So I'll be trying to go for the hardcore Ubers. So while this character is being played through on the hardest on hardcore, the intention just to complete the game, and then once that's done, I'll then move on to Diablo 3. Accompanying this series will be another series of me once again completing the game, but once I get through to the different difficulties, so from the normal difficulty to Nightmare to Hell, and then going on to fighting the Ubers, which are the strongest enemies in the game. I want to try and do that on a different character than this Druid. So that's going to be a slightly longer series. That's why it's going to be a different character. This is just going to focus on just completing the game on hardcore. Then when I do the hardcore Uber series, it's probably be a little bit slower series itself. So the reason why I mentioned the stash is all my items I get on this character I'll be putting in the shared stash. Well, most of the items I get I want to share will be put in the shared stash. I won't be using this series itself, just playing the game as a hardcore. I won't be using any of the items I get that are shared in that stash. All the stuff that's shared in that stash will only be used on my Uber character or the character which I gained them on. So say I make something on this druid dies, and then you're going to remake and play as a different character. I won't be able to use it on a different character. I'd only be able to use it on an Uber character, which realistically I'll probably start that just as this comes to an end, this series. Rather than running them both sequentially, I'll just start that towards the end. The intention is I'll probably just be streaming my Uber series rather than just doing videos, but I haven't yet decided how I'm going to send that out. I have decided on my character I'm going to be making on my Uber series. So I'm going to go for a Smitedin, which is a paladin who just essentially uses a skill called Smite. Quite a safe character, so that's why I'm going to go for it. So those who watched my hardcore series on Diablo 1, you see that I got quite annoyed with I had an obsession with potions. I still have an obsession with potions on this game as well. But there's a different way Diablo 2 deal with potions slightly differently. So you now have a sash, which is just here, which when you equip it, you get rows of potions rather than having X amount on. So the idea is that you can now equip a sash. That's all. Pretty cool idea, really useful. So I'm going to, while I'm killing these, very quickly look up my, well, not look up my build, I'm going to load up my build, and that's quick, already done. So I want to put a load of points into dexterity, some into strength, but most into vitality, none into energy, because mana shouldn't really be an issue for this build later on. So for the fire claw build, so you kind of want everything in this left hand tree here. You also want something in werewolf, lycanthropy, and then you want the rest in fire claws, and then you want the oak sage just here, and then you also want heart of wolverine to give you some buffs. So that's what we're going to go for here. The only side of me not playing this on essentially on a server online is that currently there's an event going on where you get an upgraded werewolf. Everyone gets werewolves apparently, and lycanthropy is already like level 5. Werewolf, everyone already, you start off with werewolf as well, but it's not the end of the world. I just do this on offline. I did have already recorded a video, but I've had to get rid of it just because the sound was really poor. So my mic audio compared to the game sound, you couldn't hear me talk, which some people might think is great. Some people might think, oh, that's a shame. So I had to re-record. I did get to a point with on that video where I was fighting Bloodraven, and I just didn't have enough. I just kept lagging, which is why I've decided, you know what, I'm just gonna play offline. Doesn't make any difference. I'm still gonna play through the whole game. I shouldn't really have any interaction with other players anyway. So I'm just collecting all this. So right now I've got an item. It's like a chipped ruby. So this game has gems and runes. They all offer different things. So this gem, as you can see there, offers me for putting a weapon which has a socket. So none of my items here have this has a socket. So this is a socketed item. I could put in this ruby in it and it'll give me extra life as it's in an armor. So that's how gems work. They just give you a flat, this is what they give you. However, there are other items like runes. Runes also give you a bonus, but you can have rune words. So if you've got 3 or 4 runes into a sword of some sort, and it's a set, and it's the requirement for that rune word, you will essentially get an additional bonus. So if it's an Ist and R rune in a sword, this is me completely making this up now. I don't know whether this is a rune word.
Turn back.
Yep, okay, don't tell me to turn back. I'm grabbing this waypoint now. I'm going to carry on searching for the Den of Evil. So let's say you put an Ist and R rune into a sword. That might make a rune word, which gives you a unique benefits. So that's what runes do. Really good, really interesting, because it adds an extra dynamic to the game. Rather than, oh, this is a rare item you can find off the floor. You also get a thing called charms in this game, but I'd explain them when... Well, no, I might as well explain them now. Charms, when you identify them and have them in your inventory, they give you a set passive bonus. So a charm might be, oh, gain an increase of fire damage or something along those lines. So it just gives you flat damage. Or not all charms will give you damage, they'll just give you different things. So some charms might be plus 10 resistances, or plus 10 resistance to everything, which is really useful, so you'd want that charm. As long as it's in your inventory, you'll get the bonus. So whenever I used to play this back in the past, I never bothered with charms. However, I think it was a bit foolish of me. That's probably why I didn't do very well when I played hardcore back in the day. Here we go, stamina shrine so I can run further. I would normally be staying in werewolf form as much as I can, but it does cost a bit. So I now got lycanthropy, so it increases my duration of the werewolf form. So the Den of Evil must be down here. Oh, it's right here. Never mind. Let's go into the Den of Evil. I'll probably be doing near enough every single quest as we play this.
This is where evil hides.
I just quickly close a program down on my computer. I was just editing a video, or this video, which I just recorded, and I realised the audio is all out, so I'm now recording it. Re-recording, I should say. So here, there's these shamans here. So if you look at the top of the screen, where their health bar is, it tells you what's special about them. So these are just demons. If I hover over the shamans, next time I see a shaman, it will tell me that they, I think it's fireball, and raises fallen, something along those lines. So that tells me that they will either, or they will, there we go, so demon and raises fallen. So when I kill a fallen, its priority will be to raise the dead. There, so it raises the fallen just there. So whenever you're fighting against any of these fallen and you see a shaman's all got to be your priority. One, because, well, you don't really want them to keep reviving. You don't want to keep killing the same enemies over and over. You don't get any more experience, so you just prolong the fight, and you can get overwhelmed. And two, when there's loads of fallen about, it's not so bad in the original kind of the first playthrough on normal difficulty, but when you play through on some of the higher difficulties, you will be overrun by the fallen, and their fireball will do a fair bit of damage. That fireball just there you just used. He did revive an enemy up here, which I'm going to go and make sure. Yeah, there we go. I think I'll have to go back up that way anyway, because there's an area I haven't seen or explored yet. This also has arrows and bolts. So unlike Diablo 1 where you just had unlimited ammo, which is great, this you now have ammo. Which is fine. It's just add an extra dynamic to the game. Those gargantuan beasts give a lot of experience, why I kind of want to take as many of them out as I can. Obviously, we're going to have to take everything out in this cave anyway, because you have to cleanse it of all undead, or all enemies I should say, not just undead. Right, grab as many of these. So all of these, all the runes and... Oh, an amulet, good. So all the runes and the gems I get will go instantly into my shared storage. So really good to have. and they will be very useful when I make my Uber account or Uber character. So I've got this this build which I'll link down below in the description. The annoying thing is that it doesn't tell you to put any points into lycanthropy. Lycanthropy, it increases your... Sorry, I want to grab as many of these as I can. Lycanthropy increases your duration in... Oh, alright, hit me pretty hard. Increases your duration, which I'll just show you here. Duration in this form, which is really useful. Not sure why it wants you to only put 1 point into it. I'm sure there's a reason for it. And the same as you only put 1 point into werewolf, which I'm not particularly sure why either. But I'm not going to complain. So I need to put as many points into all these. In stats, put some more stats in dexterity. There's nothing else on this floor I really want to pick up. There was a... Yep, there we go. Pick you there. So I do kind of want to keep as full inventory as I can. Just because I want to get some early game gold. There we go. So we've just got this area up here. Oh, that was the first rare I thought as well. They tend to be different colours, and if you hover over them, they will have a different. They'll have a different like special name above them. And then if you're underneath their name again, it'll tell you what's special about them. So I think that guy had unique hit or special hit, which just means when they hit you, they have a chance of doing something special, like a poison damage or frozen damage or something like that along those lines. So later on, you just need to be careful of what some of the enemies can do, because that's going to be could be a surefire way of losing a hardcore, just by not reading what an enemy can do to you, and then you just run straight in and then you get owned by something that does, I don't know, fire damage. You've got no fire resist. Just going to resummon my werebear form, or werewolf. So there's a werewolf form and a bear form, both of them pretty good. Okay, I'm not sure. Oh, there's a path down there as well. Let's say, because when you get down to 5 enemies, it does tell you how many enemies you got left to kill. So this first episode will be a slightly longer first episode. So I will want most of my episodes to be about 20 minutes to half an hour. This first one will be slightly longer just because of that intro I'll put on, which is about 6 minutes long. And I want to finish the first 2 quests. They might not be based on time each video, it might just be based on quests that I'm doing. Annoyingly, I right clicked, so I'm out of the form. We fill in shrines. This should give me some more mana again. Yeah, it did. I just got fat fingers, so I click all the buttons around. Should be another shaman just down here, which I think I saw. Yep, there we go. And that is the end, so I just need to make sure I mop up all these fallen. Keys are really useful to have at least 1 in your inventory, because they stack. You can have a stack of 12, and then you use them to unlock locked chests. Another chipped emerald. Well, another chipped item. Nope, I want an amulet. There you go. So now the quest log tells me there's 5, 4, 3. Should tell me there's 2 more. Last one. There he is. There you go. I'm going to drop that, pick up the scroll of identification, so I can use that straight away, and I can equip it.
Is that all of them?
There you go. So now I need to return back. So I've got this one town portal scroll, which is really useful, so I can come straight back. I can now drop my items off. So I've got a personal stash and a shared stash. Just going to put the gems I found in the shared stash. And now back over to Akara, and she will give me a skill point. Really useful. However, I've got nothing to put on just yet, because I need to be, I think, 1 more level, 2 more levels. I can put a point into, I had to be level 12 for that, never mind. But I have to be level 6 for this one here. So at 2 more levels I can start Oak Sage, and I want 1 point in Oak Sage, 1 point in the Heart of the Wolverine, and all of these need a point in them. So if I can change this, so when I'm fighting, so this is F1, and this is F2. So while I'm fighting, I can just change to the next attack. Right, so now I can sell all my stuff. If you hold down Control and left click, you'll sell automatically. So I need 2 identification scrolls, 3 identification scrolls, 1, 2, 3. Gives you 1 max damage, pretty good. This, I only got this to sell anyway. And these javelins, so this is a rare item. Fine, these will just sell for a bit of gold. And I can buy this town portal book. And so that can hold up to 20 town portals, which is really useful. So that's that. So that's the first quest completed. So the next quest is in the cold plains, well, adjacent to the cold plains. So we can come through here and go to the cold plains themselves. While here, whenever I get into a new zone, this is just like, may just be me, but I always travel around the side of the zones. And then I clear through the middle if I feel like I've missed something. Stamina potion, nice. Tend to collect stamina potions just so I can sell them. There's a rare just here called Bishy Bosh. Magic resistant, fire enchanted. Oh, he exploded. Okay, I want to grab some of these items off the floor. At the moment I don't really have any AoE. And I don't have enough mana to use my, essentially the magic skills I've unlocked, which I've got 1 here, which is Firestorm. I just don't have enough magic mana. I don't know if there's any more shamans here, so I'm just going to start wailing on some of these mobs. Doesn't look like there's a shaman. So I don't have a hat, and I don't have any boots. Annoyingly, I had my inventory open, so I didn't go straight onto my bar. I try to avoid killing every single mob as I can, just because it just takes a bit of time. But other mobs other than boots and hat, the fallen, they just give you so little early on. Just as you can see, they give me almost no experience. They gave me like 20, he gave me 18 experience, I believe it was. So near enough useless. Gargantuan's a good experience. And some gold. Squad identification. So at the moment, squad identifications are kind of, you need a load of them because you don't have a way in town to identify, other than buying more identification scrolls. So that's why I'm kind of buying as many as I can. You do get a way to identify them later on. Just wailing on all these mobs. Another gargantuan beast. Wouldn't mind a new weapon, if I could be honest. Ideally something that's like magical. Because this is a dead end anyway. There you go, take all these. This is a hidden stash apparently. Oh, hidden stash with bolts in it. It's really, really not useful. I think I gain energy over time, but I can't remember. Doesn't look like I'm gaining much over time. Oh yeah, okay, I have gained 1 mana just then. Yeah, another shaman. Always make a beeline towards shamans. Looks like there's a loose boulder as well. Nothing useful. I will pick up the stam potions so I can sell them. I think I've already said that, so sorry if I repeat myself. Quilt armor. Okay, it gives me slightly more. Hold on to that for the time being. Oh, I didn't know I had a rare sash on me. I already identified that instead. So this Cold Plains has 2 exits. One is the main story, where you have to go. The other way is to the second quest. So ideally I want to go towards the second quest. So this is one of the charms I was talking about before. They've just broken my hand. So when I get a identification scroll, I'll explain about the... So Superior Club is probably better than what I've got. 1-6, 1-6. Damaged undead and socketed. Doesn't really make too much. Attack radius will do. There you go. Just drop that. Has got a socket in it, but I do try to avoid using socketed like gems and whatnot this early on, because you're just going to replace your gear relatively quickly. I'm just going to take out the shaman and take out some of these fallen. Or not, they're all going to run away. There's a shrine here. Portal shrine. I tend to make use of the portal shrines. It just saves me having to spend money on a portal. So as there's a portal shrine, pick up all the loot nearby. Oh, that was not a... I'm not sure whether that poison would have hurt me. But there's a lot of potions here, which is great. And back into the form. Oh, I was holding down, so I was trying to hit those dark women just then. Oh, there's a cave. Ooh. Fine, we'll go do the cave. This may delay me doing the second quest, but hey, it's a slightly longer video, not the end of the world. You can see here as well, these are ranged mobs. Very different AI from what Essentially Diablo 1. Do I need strength? Can't remember. I know I need dex, so I'll just keep putting points into dex. And I'm still not a high enough level for Oak Sage, so I'm just going to not spend any points this time around. Number of undead in here. There is a mana shrine. Okay, I don't need that. A few skeletons, undead. As you can probably tell, we fight against a lot of undead in this game. A lot like Diablo 1, the original Diablo. And there's a pack of elites here, or rares. You can see in the bottom left as I used a potion, they're not instant. So they do take a bit of time for them to actually react onto your health pool. You're able to as well, something that's really useful is if you hold down tab, you can see, not tab, alt, you can see all the potions, all the items have been dropped on the floor. Really useful. Just so you don't miss anything, so you don't need the search skill like the monk had in Diablo. In my last series. Okay, here's down to level 2. I'm probably going to search this entire cave. Just because I like the extra loot and killing all the mobs. At the moment, not really doing any magic find or anything like that, so we're not purposely searching for things. So I'm going to go search the rest of this cave quickly. Mainly because it gives me extra experience, which extra experience is always nice. You can also toggle your sprints. There's your stamina down here. You can just toggle your sprint just by pressing R or Romeo. Then I just use a stamina pot, so I should be able to continue to sprint. I guess some falling down here. There's a fair few in this camp here. And take out shamans. There's one more up in this corner. I can just hold down shift and just batter all of these mobs as they come towards me. Scroll of identity, that's really what I want in that fight. There's a chest here, which is good. chest had nothing in it, which is not so good. I can search this sash. Strength, mana, attacker takes damage, light radius, repairs, 1 durability. It's really good. Repair and durability over time. So although I picked up all those choking gas potions, they actually all stack. So you can look at here. I've got a stack of 9 of them, which are all the ones I picked up in that from that shrine. I can probably use a potion in my inventory as well. An amulet. Amulets are really good. They're not so much. They're not that rare, but getting a good one is relatively rare. Probably a good idea that I search down here as well. Got a jewel. So jewels are a lot like the runes and gems. They give you a set. They essentially give you a set upgrade into your item. Should be clearing most of these out now. Drink from the well. You can always have 2 drinks from a well before it's dried up. So I level 5, aren't I? Nope. Yes, level 5. I think there was a key that dropped on the floor. There was. Oh, another chipped item. So I've already been really lucky with this this character compared to the one I made and didn't have my audio high enough. Because that one I didn't find a cave and I only had 1 item that dropped. One emerald, 1 bit of jewel. I forgot what they're called. Well, the stones, essentially. Only 1 of them dropped. Been quite lucky. While you're playing as well, you can just switch back to the original game graphics. So this doesn't actually look that bad. Considering how old the game is, it doesn't actually look too bad. Like if I played this now, okay, yeah, it looks a bit janky. The animations are relatively fluid. It doesn't feel or look that bad. Because there are some games which they haven't aged very well. But because of they updated the gameplay of this slightly. Irregardless, it still feels and looks smooth. Oh, F. You can zoom in with F. I didn't know that. I don't know whether that was a feature in the original game, or is it whether they just added it for this. I'm not too sure. Oh, there's an elite here. Cold Crow. Which has frozen me, so... Because if you look, it's cold enchanted. Which is really annoying. Really annoying. Especially as I get stunned when I attack. Or when they attack me, I should say. Oh, no, this is not looking good. So I may have to quickly TP out of here. Boom, out. So that wasn't ideal.
Well, my rogue scouts have just reported an abomination in the monastery grave.
Okay, so that's her telling me about the second quest. I'm going to drop off go shared, drop off all of these gems. Gems, that's what they're called. Don't know why I couldn't think of what they were called earlier. Now go to Akara. And then sell everything I've got. I know those potions are quite useful, but I'd never tend to use them, so there's no point in me holding on to them, so I'm probably never going to use it. Right, amulet, max stamina, don't really care too much about that. Extra gold, don't really care too much about that either, so I just sell it for the extra gold for myself. 1 max damage. 2 more. It's pretty good. extra dexterity I take. So this gives me +5 life, which I'll keep. So I'm essentially out of potions here as well, so I'll just buy some more potions. There we go. Wouldn't mind buying some more items, so I'm going to go up to Chelsea, just up here. Trade and repair. I can repair all my gear using this button here. And so I'm missing a hat. I'll buy a hat. I can buy some good boots as well. So that's 3 defense there. It's 9 defense. Buy something with slightly better defense. I'll buy that. And then weapons. Let's see if there's a better weapon for me. Attack rate's not too bad. At the moment it doesn't really matter what sockets things have got. It's 5 to 8. This is 1 to 6. I'll buy that. Not really anything else I really want at the moment. New boots would be nice, but you know what? This should do. I should be able to take out that lady now. Let's go into the cave. I kind of want to take out her minions first. There's 1 more left to go. Oh, 2 more left to go. There we go. Just her now. Gotta be careful because when she dies, she'll explode. So I want to make sure I have as much health as I can before I hit her. There we go. So it's a good thing that explosion didn't do full damage on me. Well, it did some damage, but didn't manage to kill me. So some nice gloves and a new short sword. I'm going to make my way back up to the top here. There's a skeleton here I missed. I'm on my way back up to the top here. Hopefully we'll start the 2nd floor. So here we are, just in this little corner here. Don't know how many undead, how many enemies are going to be in this corner. To be honest, it looks like there's not going to be that many. Wouldn't mind leveling up in this cave, to be honest, so I can get to level 6. Okay, there's nothing down there, so I'm going to run over here to the next floor. We're now down into level 2 of the cave. No idea how many levels there's going to be. Looks like it extends over there as well. So this could be quite a large cave. I'm going to go explore this side first. There's an elite mob down here as well, which is a good start. What does this one do? Green, probably poison. Oh, it's just extra fast. They are all stunning me, annoyingly. We have all these potions here, but I have too many than too little. There you go, it's another level. We put some points into strength, and then 1 point into the oak sage, and 1 point into molten boulder. And still need level 12, level 18 before I get fire claw. This will be my F2. So this spirit just follows me around and just gives me more life, I believe. Okay, so if I've... Right. So when you've got skills marked with your functions buttons, the F buttons that is, you can mouse scroll through them, which is making life a lot easier. So that's the cold explosion as well. So he hadn't hit me, and then when I killed him, he exploded. Just want to keep... I don't like keeping my map up. So I do like what they did in the later games, and they just added a mini-map. Just makes life a lot easier. At least it makes my life a lot easier. No, that's not what I wanted. So I accidentally, I don't have enough, now I have enough mana, but I didn't have enough mana to go back into werewolf form. Don't really want to use a potion. I'll just run around as a human for a bit. This chest, here we go. Cap, gloves, some healing potions, better than what I've got. And a mana potion, 2 mana potions. These healing potions are the one up from the ones I've got. And let's rearrange my inventory. Well, I mean my health potions. There we go. So I'm going to town square out of here, sell my stuff, then let's head, well hopefully head back to hunting down these quests. Once, well, I'm going to quickly sell and buy everything I can first. So this woman also does heal you, which is really nice. I'll get rid of all my normal potions here. Okay, I didn't get rid of them, I just drank them all. Never mind. Sell you. Sell you. 2. Gonna get rid of most of the stuff, to be honest. Strength, don't really need that. Dexterity, don't really need that. So this, fast attack rate, enchanted damage, attack rate, fire damage, mana stolen. Okay, that's pretty good. The mana stolen is really what I want the most here, though. Just so I can keep in liking form. Werewolf form, not liking form. So now that is now done, I'm going to use this waypoint to go back to the cold plains. I'm going to essentially run. You know, I'll stick to the path. I think the path is guaranteed to take you to the next area. So I'll say I'll stick to the path. I've run straight off the path already. Anything to get extra experience. I can see the cave I was in. Minor healing potion, don't care too much about that. Another set of fallen. Let's kill the shaman. Oh, chipped ruby. I don't even have enough mana to cast those spells, so I'm not going to bother. What shrine is that? Skill shrine. It's pretty good. I'll take it. Should make me slightly stronger. Quilted armor, I'll take that as well. Health shrine, and this is a stamina shrine, so I can run even further. Or run for longer, I should say. What's in here? Just disturb that person's bed. I'm sure they won't mind. It doesn't look like this place has anybody living here anymore. Gem shrine. Oh, yes, please. Anything good? Oh, a flawed gem. So, that's something I didn't mention. So, runes are that set rune. So, if you get, I don't know, 2 est runes, I think you can upgrade them with something you get later on in Act 2. But runes are just runes. With gems, if you get a chipped gem, you can put, I think it's 3 of them inside an item you get later on called the Heraldic Cube. You put them inside the cube, and then you will, once they're inside the cube, sorry, I'm terrible for talking while playing. Once you put them inside the cube, you can meld them together, merge them together to make the 1-up. So if it starts off at chip, it goes to flawed, then it goes up to a few others until it's a flawless, and it's done. And that's the highest it can go. Stony Field is the next location for me to go for the story, so we go there. Well, we'll go there after we finish this quest. Sometimes killing the random fallen is quite beneficial, because you will get random drops. Like I've been getting a lot of town portal scrolls. It looks like just up here before I turned around was where the second quest is. Don't want either of those. So in here. There we go. So this will take me to the burial grounds just here with Blood Raven. So I always, when I do this quest, I always clear the perimeter first. It's just what I do. A lot of what I'd be doing in this is just nostalgia. I used to do it when I was younger, when I used to play this game a lot. I was never good at the game, but I played this a lot. And I was always called a noob by my brother, who's older than me, because, well, he was always better than me in this game, at this game. So when I told him like a couple days ago, yeah, it was a couple days ago, that I was just coming to the end of Diablo 1 and I was about to start doing Diablo 2. He seemed somewhat interested. I told him what build I was going to go for. He essentially called me a noob because I told him my intentions to go for an Uber build. I would try and do it Ubers on hardcore. So I was never good at the game as it was. Especially as now I'm going to go for the hardest content in the game and on hardcore. So he doesn't. I don't think he believes in me. I don't believe in myself, to be honest. So this is Bloodraven. This is what infests this burial ground. So I'm gonna make sure I take her out. She's a bit annoying, but not as annoying as the ranged units in Diablo 1. And that is her. I was gonna say her dealt with, but she's not dead yet. There we go, that's her dealt with. She's essentially giving me trash, which is okay. I will be clearing out these mausoleums with both these mausoleum and a crypt. I'll be doing that in the next episode. Now we're going to head back to town. I'm going to show you why I wanted to make sure I did this quest.
Your time.
Because a lot of these quests you can avoid.
Hello.
So I think quest 1, 2, 4 and 5 you can avoid. But quest 3 and 6
I can
are
hardly
required for the story. This is why. Because I now have Anor, which is this rogue here who now will follow me around. So I can give her some armor. I'm going to identify both of these. Should be able to use one of the hats. Whatever hat I don't end up using. So let's buy 2 identification scrolls. There you go. Okay, that's not very good. And I'll give her this one. Boom. So if I find a bow anywhere, I'll just give her the bow. So that is now that quest done. So this quest here that I've just received, I have to go through the underground passage to the Dark Wood to search for the tree of Inifus and recover the scroll. So that is looking for Deckard Cain. Deckard Cain is believed to be in Tristram itself, so we have to go find Tristram, which is, if you remember the story so far, it was destroyed by Diablo, or destroyed by a dark being, which I'm going to presume is Diablo. So that is going to conclude it for this episode. Once I have a look to see if there's anything new for me to buy. These restock or change over relatively quickly. However, there's nothing that I really want here. So we're going to end the episode there. Unless there's any new skill points I can use. No new skill points. Some are new, so you'll be the next skill point I need to put on that tree. You're the next one in this tree, so level 12. So I'm level 6. Level 18 I get Fire Claws. Fire Claws will just be my main attack on this side here. But enough rambling. This is the start of my Diablo 2 hardcore journey. I'll be doing essentially 2 mini journeys at once, series. This one is my main one. Once this comes towards the end, or once I complete this, I'll be then going for an Uber hardcore journey. But if you made it this far, thank you much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. And this thing is connected to my face. Okay, he's now out of my face, but he was quite deep inside my face. Quite weird. I'm still rambling. Hope you have a wonderful day, and peace out.